Hello, guys. Welcome to the next episode of Football Premier Podcast. Today we're going to discuss Fantasy Premier League. So, കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷങ്ങൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാ പ്രൊഡിക്ഷൻസും വർക്കൗട്ട് ആയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഏകദേശം ആവറേജ് 85 to 90 പോയിന്റ്സ് അങ്ങനെ ടീംസ് എല്ലാം സ്കോർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. So, without any further ado, let's invite the panel. Arun Valsan, Srijit Shankar, and Bala. Bala -12 ആശാനാണ്. സോ ബാല പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒന്ന് ടേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് വിത്ത് പിഞ്ച് ഓഫ് സോൾട്ട്. സോ
പക്ഷേ ഇതുവരെ ഒറ്റ ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ലൈനപ്പ് ആയിരിക്കുകയാണ്
സ്ട്രാറ്റജി മാറ്റി
നന്നാവാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചു.
നമ്മുടെ AI ടീം ഇസ് ഫസ്റ്റ് വീക്ക് വാസ് വെരി ബാഡ്. സെക്കൻഡ് വീക്ക് it did really good. Score 85 points. So
good because Harry Kane scored.
Yeah, Harry Kane scored. Has Son scored. So AI team അങ്ങനെ രക്ഷപ്പെട്ടു അവരുടെ കാരണം. And AI actually didn't say Doherty. കാരണം അവർ ലിസ്റ്റിലില്ലല്ലോ പുതിയ പ്ലെയറിൽ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് തുടങ്ങാം. We'll start with what the ML predicted this time. So we'll start from the back. So this is what AI says right now. Basically, this is how the game 3 looks like. Obviously, we cannot pick Kepa, so it must be Caballero. But they're saying Chelsea will have a clean sheet this time compared to last year. So, no, last 6 years. And then Ederson, De Gea, Becker, and Pope. I think the best option here is Pope because I think they play home. And Becker, I don't know, Arsenal away. Arsenal is playing at Anfield and he scored a penalty, so there's a chance. Not a bad option, Alisson Becker. De Gea കളിക്കുമോ എന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല, maybe because the way it looks like, and Henderson had a very good debut in EFL.
Yeah, I still think De Gea plays. I think the pressure is up on De Gea. Maybe this is like his do or die. I think he plays.
I think he won't have any kind of free cards anymore. This is like if you've done one mistake, probably out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but again, this AI picks, I don't think none of us are going to pick off any of those goalkeepers, probably.
Yeah.
Pope is a good pick. Pope is a good pick,
yeah. There's more defense. Defense, Arnold, Baldock, Ender Stevens, Robertson, and Fernando Luis Rosa. Who is this?
I think they just picked up the
Fernando.
Oh yeah, our former defensive mid who is now CB.
Yeah. So the Fernando, it's actually not a bad pick, but I'm smiling because Baldock-ne ഞാൻ drop ചെയ്തിട്ടേ ഉള്ളൂ. Just dropped Baldock after actually clean sheets കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല ഈ season. It's only two games old. Especially last week ഒരു goal മഴയായിരുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് actually Sheffield is a good pick.
Baldock overlaps, right? So it's an assist option also. But I think they're playing Leeds. There is no way they're going to get a clean sheet against Leeds. Right?
Exactly the point. Exactly my point.
Not only that, I think Sheffield in the defensive solidity is a little down after Henderson is not there behind the sticks. I don't think Ramsdale is as good a replacement as for Henderson. So I think that is causing them to leak some goals. And they were the stars of last year's budget defenders, but doesn't look like a great pick now.
Even Arnold and Robertson also. Yeah. Although last year the penalty was
they lost first both games, right?
What is it?
Sorry?
Sheffield. Yeah.
Sheffield lost both games, so I think
they lost both games. Yeah.
It will be a really good game, I think, and I don't think they will have a clean sheet. Leeds are going on full on attack.
Yeah.
So
okay, let's move on to midfield. Salah, Sterling, Mane, Son, and De Bruyne. Like it's a no-brainer. You have to pick either at least two of these five. So De Bruyne definitely no-brainer, has to play. I don't know how many of you have it. Thing is, indeed he's injured in Leicester. So
yes,
it's like an open goal post now. They can just come and Leicester defense is not that great this year. So next forward is obviously the forward list. Harry Kane. Firmino is a good pick because Firmino has in last 3 seasons or 4 seasons always scored 2 or more goals against Arsenal at home. And but he's really priced though at 9.4. It depends on how much you have budgeted in your.
Not Arteta's Arsenal. It's a different Arsenal.
That's true.
Arsenal, they have already lost 3 games. 3 games in a row, right?
2 games, right?
Two in a row. I think this is the third. Yeah.
Yeah, Community Shield and the last year away game. Right? So, but yeah, Arteta's team is different, defensively solid. We'll come to that in our next session. But yeah, but I think Firmino will still score because last game also he was having a lot of opportunities against Leeds and against Chelsea. So
but
we'll see.
Will he at least play in an advanced role this game, or because he's been drifting back to the midfield a whole lot? He is the least advanced of the front 3 in Liverpool right now. If you look at the average playing position, right? So I don't know. I don't see how a striker scores goals by staying away from the D and staying so far in the center line, right? So he's an enabler. He's a quality player. I'm not denying that. But from a fantasy standpoint, Firmino doesn't make any sense to me. Even if the stats show that there are certain matchups which are good for him, as a fantasy owner, Firmino doesn't make sense to me.
Right. It's a big risk, obviously.
Yeah.
Then
now that Bala has said it, I think I should go ahead and get him because Bala has this famous this thing. So
famous last words. Yes.
Famous last words by Bala. So
Bala has condemned Bobby Firmino to a hat-trick this season.
I am now scared because if you go by the logic, it's been Salah, then it's been Mane. This week might be Firmino's week, for all you know.
And given it's Arsenal, if you ask any Arsenal fan whom they hate most in the team when they play against us, it's Firmino because he always scores against Arsenal, home or away. And Firmino has such a bad home record at Anfield. He still scores against Arsenal. So it is Arsenal is like his guinea pig. Okay, anyway, moving on from Firmino. Next is Jimenez. Scored last 2 games. I think it's a very good pick for your team. And the next 4 fixtures for Wolves is amazing. So if you pick him now, he is a pretty good option. Then Jesus, as also known as Judas. അടുത്ത ഓപ്ഷൻ എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയോ തട്ടിമുട്ടി ഒരു ഗോൾ അടിച്ചു കൈകളിൽ ആരൊക്കെയോ കാലിൽ തട്ടിട്ട് ഗോളിൽ കയറി പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പോഴും ഐ ഡോണ്ട് തിങ്ക് ഹീസ് എ സ്ട്രൈക്കർ ഫോർ സിറ്റി. I would think Sterling will score more goals than Jesus this season again. And last option is Martial. മാർഷലിന് കഴിഞ്ഞ കളി ബോളെ കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ല. ആള് ഇപ്പോഴും ഗ്രൗണ്ടിൽ നടക്കുക ബോളൊക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ട്. എന്താണെന്ന് അറിയില്ല ഈ കളി. But this time at least that
I don't think any United player except Rashford will have any impact this week.
Oh, I think Rashford was pretty dire last game. He didn't look very fresh. I think these guys had a good run-in against Luton. Atyasham.
No, against Brighton, Martial has a good record.
Yeah, and also the other fact is I think Brighton is definitely missing Bissouma in the midfield, right? Suspended. So they can be overrun in the mid provided the real United shows up. But the version of United we are seeing is like sleepwalking through the pitch right now. So they need to get up to speed. If they can, then I think yes, Martial is a good choice. And I hope he is because he's in my team right now.
Okay, moving on from AI. So let me close the sharing. So
no, before you do that, just one thing I wanted to highlight about the AI's pick, right? You don't have to share again. I think Jimenez is a really good option because of the recent Semedo signing, right? Nelson Semedo coming in probably frees up Adama Traore and he moves up. And you know how Traore and Jimenez link up, right? So I think it's a really, really good pick. And at 8.5, that's probably the best value you can see in a striker who can give you a goal every week.
Yeah,
it's almost guaranteed 6 points a week plus 1 or 2 bonus points here and there over a season that really adds up. So I really like Jimenez as my second striker.
Last season I never dropped Jimenez. I kept the whole season. It eventually paid out.
I think he had a 16-17 goal season, same as Sterling or The two
Sterling or
Manchester United
Martial or
players.
anybody, right?
It's not
Rashford.
flashy. It's not flashy like the others who get like braces and hat tricks, but it's consistent. I think that's what really you are look for in a fantasy Premier League, lineup.
The question is, would you captain him in any of the game weeks? I think that's the question, because if he gives you the same amount of goals as, say, a KDB or a Sterling is going to wear the armband at some point. So those numbers are going to double up at even the BPS so would you captain him at any point?
Yes, I mean last year I captained him in all games where the opponent plays a high line. So Southampton, Liverpool, all those games. Because against Highlands, he always scores well because Traore can ping back, and then this guy can, score it. He scored a brace against Southampton.
There will certainly be double game weeks, right? So there may be double game week for Jimenez where others are playing single games. Obvious pick is going to be Jimenez and those kind of things, especially if the opponent is weak. No brainer. So
he takes the penalties also, right?
Yep.
Yes. So, he's on penalties.
But he's an unselfish player.
Against City, he had like 3 chances. He had 3 good chances.
He's an unselfish player, which is great for the team, but not always so good for the fantasy side. But I would still have Jimenez in my team if I can afford. Right now, I don't have the bandwidth to afford Jimenez.
Same here.
Yeah.
I mean, see, the options in forwards are so much. You have Calvert-Lewin in his form of his life. Then you have Jimenez. You have Harry Kane. You have Bamford, who's a cheaper and better striker option, right? He'll definitely give you some goals. Then you have Richarlison, right? Richarlison plays midfield, I think, right?
No, Richarlison.
No, Richarlison is forward this time.
Forward, yeah. So Richarlison. And then Mitrovic, I'm still half and half. Last game, Leeds was so bad defensively that he scored. He was slowing down the game.
See, all that is fine, but he's found his scoring boots. He might nab another. That's the usual thinking with strikers, right? They are all confidence-driven beasts. So at 7, is it 7.0 or 6.0 that Mitrovic is priced at?
6.0. Mitrovic is 6.2.
That's dirt cheap in my book. So if you have the space and you don't have Bamford, why not? Why not keep Mitrovic on it? I'm saying if you have Mitrovic, don't drop him. Don't go out and get him unless you are on a wild card.
Yes, that's the point.
Okay. So now let's move on to differentials, right? Differential is basically what are interesting because these are common sense pick. Everybody picks them. So